the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rowling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, or you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friend. Welcome to July. So I want to share something with you that you might not know about me. I love the month of July. I love it. I love it because it's summer where I live and the weather is warm and it's sunny. And I love the 4th of July, America's birthday, and the celebration of our American freedoms. I love it that it reminds me of my own personal freedoms, which I feel are kind of one and the same: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It just also happens that it's my birthday month. And when I mean month, I mean month. I love. I love my birthday. And I know there are some of you that don't, okay? But I love it. And get this, I had nothing to do with it. So when people tell me that, me celebrating my birthday is selfish, I just let them think that. I know I had zero to do with it. I get to celebrate that my mom and my dad conceived me. I get to celebrate God for giving me a chance here. I get to celebrate the life that I get to live. And I get to celebrate the amazing community of friends that I get to do this life with. How lucky am I? And if that's selfish, then I'm raising my hand and claiming it as so. Okay. I also, in thinking about our freedoms, I was thinking about what makes us truly free. I mean, obviously, kind of free to think what we want, feel how we want, show up how we want, pursue what we want. And as I was thinking about what gets in the way of that, and I was flushing out the answer, I landed solidly on one. And so, do you know how geeked out I get when I can boil down concepts and frameworks to one idea? Right? And that one idea is the idea of confidence. And I talk about it a lot on the podcast. It's a topic that most people in personal development unpack and strategize around. But I hope that the way I'm going to teach it to you today helps you step into it and set you free. So if you think you know everything about confidence and you're just going to skip this one and stay with me, just stay with me. Okay. I titled this podcast Horizontal Confidence for a reason. And I hope that it makes sense to you by the end of our time together. I think most of us have been led to believe that there is this hierarchy, if you will, of greatness, of betterness, and that there are some people that are better than them, okay? More successful than them, they make more money than them, they have more approvals than them, they have more likes than them. And there are some people that are not. There are some people that maybe are less successful, less talented, have less likes, have less money, have whatever standard your criteria is for making the claim in the first place. And I want to offer to you that there is no such thing as a hierarchy of greatness, of betterness. And I know that completely topples the paradigm that we've been conditioned to believe, that there are people that are better, that there are people that are less than, right? And so we have, and I also believe that because we've been defining confidence in this way, that it always eludes us. Okay. So again, I'm going to offer to you and I'm going to try to sell it to you, that there's no such thing as this hierarchy of greatness, betterness. There is no vertical line of worth, because for there to be a vertical line of worth, it would mean that shame and pride would be facts of reality and not interpretations of belief. Meaning, to believe that someone is better than you and is above you, right, on this vertical hierarchy, that would mean that you were less than them, that you weren't as good as them. And that is a lie. Shame is rooted in a belief, in a thought error that is just not true. Now, also on this vertical hierarchy, you might offer that you're just a little bit better than them in some way. This is pride. And pride is also rooted in a belief that you are better than anyone else. And that, my friends, is a thought error. And that is not true. Now, if you're still questioning me on this theory, okay, stay with me. If there was a true hierarchy of greatness, a global greatness, okay, everyone would have to agree on the terms, right? I mean, you can't leave a hierarchy of global greatness up to the whims of perspective, which means that we would all have to agree upon what it meant to be great, what it would mean, what it means to be better, what it means to be successful, what it means to be greater, better, whatever, than another human being. Okay? I do a coaching workshop with a dental practice once a month. And I also offered up this exercise in my group coaching program. But I want you to think about where you're operating in shame, meaning where do you believe that someone else is better than you? Okay, where are they on this scale? How are they better? Are they smarter? Are they prettier? Do they have more money? Do they have a cleaner house? Do they have kinder kids? Do they have mass approval? Do they have amazing discipline? No judgment, just interesting to note. Okay. Then I want you to think about pride. Where do you think you're just a little bit better than other people? Maybe you're more organized. Maybe you have more money. Maybe you feel like you have a happier marriage. Maybe you own your own company. Maybe you do tons of charity work. Maybe you stay at home and raise your kids. And I just want you to notice how your brain convinces you that this is true. That maybe if you had more money, if that was your standard or metric, if you had more money, you would be better. Okay, but I want you to consider how much money is enough. And if you had too much money, then would that be a bad thing? Would that be greedy? Would that be indulgent? Okay. What about with approval? A lot of people think that people that have a ton of approval, meaning lots of people like them, are better than they are. And here's what's interesting about that. I want you to think about a politician, right, that maybe you don't like. Okay. Are they any better? And when I ask this question, most people are like, no, I don't like them. I don't like what they stand for. Okay. But I promise you, if they were elected into office, they have approval, even if it's not by you. So I'm trying to sell you on this idea that we've been conditioned to believe that people are better and or worse. We've been conditioned to be a good little girl, to sit up straight, to only talk when asked, to not ruffle feathers, to be good. And when we're not operating from this expectation, we are, well, bad. And it's super important to understand that there is no one better than you. There's no one worse than you. That our worth is set. And I say this a lot, but I'm trying to bring different angles at for you to maybe loosen your grip that, I think that there are people that are a little bit better and there are people that are a little bit worse. But your worth is set. There is nothing that you can do or accomplish on this vertical axis that can make you any more or less worthy. You are 100% worthy and you had nothing to do with it, kind of like my birthday. I get to celebrate and honor my birthday because I have nothing to do with it. You didn't. You didn't create yourself. And when we pull the veil off, the truth is revealed. There is not a vertical hierarchy of worth, rather a vertical line, right? Rather a horizontal line of confidence that's available. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about, this horizontal line of confidence. What you do or not do doesn't make you better. It just changes your experiences on this earth. It changes the options that you have. It changes the people that you find yourself with. It changes opportunities available. It changes decisions that you either get to make or not, but it doesn't make you better. We have to know that, because I believe that the reason we're all walking around feeling insecure, wondering why confidence eludes us, even though there's 1,000 different podcasts and 1,000 different books and 1,000 different courses that anyone can take on this topic, the reason we're all walking around feeling insecure about not being enough is because we are comparing ourselves vertically and not horizontally. We are comparing ourselves by standards that we make up in our mind, and then we move the standard. Why do we move the standard? Right? Because we thought we would feel better when we reached the standard. We thought once we got here that we would feel better, and we don't feel better. So we just keep climbing, thinking that if we were just smarter or prettier or skinnier or wealthier, that we would feel better. But it doesn't feel better on the climb. It feels exhausting because we keep moving the standard, because we keep comparing and envy. The worthy point on this scale, this ring of this ladder, if you will, keeps getting pushed up. And as long as we keep searching for it, we will never claim it, because it is not something you find outside of you. Rather, it's something that you are. So what does it mean then to have horizontal confidence? It means that we drop the lies of shame and blame and pride, and we adopt a horizontal mentality. We flip the vertical 180 degrees and we flatline it. From there, we are all on an equal playing field, and we are all better suited to embrace the whole truth. The whole truth on this line is that sometimes we create experiences for us that we love and that we feel great about life and that people like us. And other times we create experiences for us that maybe aren't so great and we don't feel great about it, and people won't like us. I believe that true confidence is embracing the whole truth of who you are, not who other people think you should be. It is embracing that we are human, that we are good and bad, awesome and awful, terrible and terrific. And from this place, we can invite ourselves to participate in our own growth, in our own learning. Because I'm telling you, feeling shamed about whatever it is that we are in our life, or prideful about whatever it is, right? Thinking that we're not quite good enough or just a little bit better, we dismiss this invitation altogether, because shame reminds you that you're not enough. And so we either get defensive about it or we avoid or hide. Pride reminds us that we're a little bit better than others and that we don't need to learn, right? So we deflect all our responsibility or try to get other people to think that we're good enough so that we can, pretend and hide our true self, right? Our self, right? That is sometimes awesome and sometimes messy. Either way, shame and pride have us hiding under this false pretense that we are either better than or less than. And this is such an important distinction, because when you know that every human being on the planet is of equal value, you stop questioning whether you're winning in comparison. It becomes irrelevant. Horizontal confidence reminds us that it is in the mess of our life that there is the most growth. And with growth comes competence. And with competence comes confidence. Brendan Burchard talks about, he's one of my favorites if you don't know this already, but he talks about this psychological loop, this confidence competence loop. But we don't get more competent when we hide thinking that we should be better, right? We also don't get more competent when we think we are better. So we exclude ourselves from opportunities to know better, okay? I think the one word that knocks us off of this horizontal confidence is should. Should is shaming. Should suggests that you should be, right, less of who you are and more like something else. Should says that you should not embrace your humanness. Should says that you should be perfect. Should says that you shouldn't make mistakes. You should be less human, more robotic. Should says that you should not operate from fear or nervousness or anxiety, right? Rather, you should be numb in emotion and not offend anyone. Now, I do know that this is going to ruffle some feathers. I know people are going to be like, so you're saying it's okay to yell at your husbands, your kids, and your team, that it's okay, to drink too much, that it's okay to eat an entire carton of ice cream, that it's okay to gamble, whatever it is. And I'm not suggesting that we approve of this behavior. I'm suggesting that we acknowledge it, that we accept the behavior as reality. It happened, right? And from acceptance, from acknowledgement, we work towards improving the behavior. Because here's what I know for sure. If we're shoulding and shouldn'ting, the behavior most likely, the behavior that most likely happened, and if it happened, shoulding on it, I'm saying shoulding, okay? Shoulding on it doesn't make it better. It throws gas on it. What makes it better is accepting and acknowledging that this is what happened. And this is how I will work to make it better. Shame doesn't allow for any of this. Shame has us hiding and getting defensive and blaming everyone else for our feelings. And please listen and know this comes from a place of ultimate love. Okay? No one will ever be able to apologize enough to make what you feel go away. I'm going to say that again. No one will ever be able to apologize enough to make what you feel go away. No amount of shoulding, no amount of apology, no amount of any of that will make what you feel go away. And I wish this wasn't true, because I can apologize like nobody's business, but no one can heal what they are not the source of. So don't delegate your emotions to them to solve, because they are most likely not capable. Okay, I'm gonna share a story in hopes that maybe this lands. And I'm gonna preface the story by offering up that being a sports mom ain't easy. Okay. And so I'm gonna pack this in a way that I hope that you can ascertain my interpretation of this whole concept, so that then maybe you can glean some insights for yourself. So one of my kids plays for a really premier organization. And as the season was ending, there were, and this was a couple of years ago, okay? There were lots of comments that were made about positional biases and playtime, and I was part of these conversations. I was also part of the small crew that went to address these concerns to the people that made the decisions, the coaches. And in my mind, it was better to be forthcoming with what seemed to be my truth than to continue to talk about it at games and outings behind their back. That said, the concerns that the few of us had were not taken in the spirit with which I had hoped they would. And as a matter of fact, I caused a lot of hurt to this coach and a mom. And so was it my intent to cause hurt? No. Did I speak and say what I wanted to say? Yes. Could I have offered up what I wanted to say differently? Yes. If I would have should all over myself, it would have looked like this. This is what it looks like, okay? And I hope I'm not the only one that shoulds on themselves in the way that I do sometimes. It would have said, you are a terrible human. You are a terrible mom. You are a terrible team member. Why would you say anything at all? You should just keep your mouth shut, right? Like a good little girl, right? That's what my should, that's what my shame offers up to me. Now tell me, okay, would a genuine apology, one that honored both them and me, have been available in my shame? No. At best, it would have looked like, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said anything, which would have been a lie. Is saying something better than talking behind their back? I don't know. I think so. At worst, it would have looked like me replying to the email super defensively, okay, and trying to get everyone on my side so that I can prove myself right. Do you know what happens when you don't should on yourself? When you don't shame yourself? Do you know what happens? You embrace yourself, all of yourself, the parts of you that are awesome and the parts of you that aren't. And from that place of acceptance, compassion, and curiosity, those emotions are available. Compassion for me, compassion for them. Curiosity for me, curiosity for them. So compassion looks like this. Leah, I'm proud of you for being willing to speak your voice to their face. That took courage. Compassion for them looks like they deserved better articulated feedback from me. Curiosity looks like this. Leah, what was going on for you that allowed yourself to get defensive in the meeting? What were you frustrated by? Curiosity for them looks like, I wonder why they took what I said and made it mean what they did. I wonder what's going on for them. This acceptance of what was allowed me to write a very genuine, compassionate email, apologizing not for what I said, but how it was said. I also realized that I was frustrated for not better communicating my thoughts and feelings in a more positive way. This is good awareness that I wouldn't have had in shame shouldn't land. Okay? And it won't surprise any of you that know me well, that after I kind of unpacked that, acknowledged it, accepted that that was what happened, I ordered 3, 4, 5 books on communication and feedback styles via Amazon. Progress over perfection. Shame wouldn't have had me do that, nor would pride, right? Shame would have had me just hiding, not accepting, not acknowledging the fact, not embracing the whole truth of what happened. Pride would have been like, you know what? If you can't handle the truth, if you can't handle some feedback, then that's on you. Neither of which offers and allows me to be the most compassionate and curious human being that I know that I can be. This work of confidence is critical. It was critical before COVID. It's even more critical now, because I think even more so now than ever, people are on this hierarchy of greatness. We are so busy and distracted in social media, in the comparison game, in trying to figure out where we fit on this line. And when we're trying to fit on this line, we are blinded to the truth that it isn't a vertical line. And as long as we continue to try to climb the ladder of this line, we will consistently feel not worthy. We will consistently feel not enough because the line doesn't dictate our worth. We do. And I truly believe that the only way that we can have the confidence, right, that we want, that we desire, that we are deserving of, is by accepting and embracing the entire truth of who it is that we are. And if we're going to compare in possibility to other people and compare within our own self by way of the experiences that we want to have in our life. Not because it's going to make us better, okay, but because it's going to give us an opportunity to learn more about who we are and who we can become. So, embrace the truth. That's confidence. Embracing the entirety of who it is that you are. Embracing your humanness. Have an amazing one, everybody. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Rolling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahrolling.com.